My name is Mike Pfaff, and this is my YouTube channel, Living in the Illusion. Now, on our board, as usual, I have last video's description. And this is the model that we used. And I'll reference that up here so you can go to it and refresh your memory or see it for the first time. Because we are going to use much of this information in our subject for today that we will get to in a moment. But as a quick review in this model, out here, all these squiggly lines and solid points indicate the infinite field of everything of which we're embedded. And I related that to the all and consciousness, or whatever words you would like to describe that infinite field. In this field sits you. And so we have a picture of you, and in you I have made sure that we have representation of your five senses that gather information from this infinite field of everything. And it brings them in, the information, based on how the organ, the sense organ, is designed. So visual information comes in, auditory information from the ears, olfactory from the nose, tongue, taste or gustatory, and then touch or kinesthetic information. All separate, and you look at that and look at that individual data in each of the tracks through your belief system of past experiences, which are memories, and then out of that select what is important for you, and from that selected information, develop your world. And you take that complete rendering and you project it onto this outside energy system in such a way that as you reach out with your senses, and I pick touch, you reach out into this field of everything against the energy system, and what you feel tactily will be representation of what you formed or rendered on the inside, what you created. So the inside is a projection onto the outside. Outside, meaningless, just energy. Inside, aha, this is it. Inside is your interpretation of the information that you use to create your world. So you create your world on the inside, project it onto the outside infinite energy system, and this system is the canvas on which you put your world, and therefore you believe that this world is out here. There's no outside world. And I'll reference another video on that. And now this here was, can you make any objective observations, objective observations. And the conclusion is all observations get filtered, the data gets manipulated to fit your belief system. And you have no idea. 90%, 99% of what your belief system is. Most of it's automatic. So now, our next subject and this is our subject for today. And let me read it off my paper here, because it's a zinger. It's a zinger. All observations are subjective. All observations are subjective. Well, look at the model. It's the same as the other one. Why? It's the same process. You make your world on the inside. You make it subjectively based upon your belief system. Now, there are a lot of people that feel, and you got to go back to the last video, that I can make an objective observation. You cannot. Why? Because every observation is filtered through your belief system of past experiences, which are memories in the subconscious mind, and 90% of them, or maybe 99% of them, you will not know, because they were put in place. Your core belief system is put in place, most of it before the age of 3, and then the rest of it before the age of 7. Now that's your foundation. Everything else is built on that. And you won't remember that foundation of how you develop your belief system. So now a lot of people say, well, I'll just, I know that I'm prejudiced against these people, so I'll take that out and I will pretend that I'm not prejudiced, that I'm forgiving, that I'm other religions and other ethnic groups have no effect on how I see my world, and all kinds of stuff like that. And I made the statement before in the last video. Impossible. Impossible to take all of your belief system and set it aside and look out into a pristine world free from all of your beliefs from the past. It's impossible. But in the scientific community, they think, oh, that's very possible. I can logically do stuff. But you have no idea what you're doing, because you have no idea what your beliefs are, and you will see your world through that lens, no matter how much you try to make believe it's not there. So what do we have? The same thing. We're taking in information. We are taking it in through our senses. That's the only way you can get information inside of you to create your world. Now, what is your creation? Your creation is your best guess. It's a guess as to what is out here that your senses are absorbing. So this is going to be, let's see what A Course in Miracles says. And you'll see it up here. And like this presentation, it's short. So here's what the Course says. Nothing is as it appears to you. Nothing is as it appears to you. Nothing out here, which is meaningless, is what it appears to you as you develop it and create your world inside. And this inside, now I keep saying you project it out here. No, it's always in here, but it will appear that it's out here to you because that's how you created it. So I want you to get to the point when you talk in very specific terms about what is objective and objective world. It's not there. This is the only world there is. Now, you say, well, my buddy Charlie, he sees the same world I do. Well, no, he doesn't. But he sees enough of the same world. I discussed that in another one. I'll draw it real quick. Here, where am I going to put this? Okay? You have, I'll draw two of them, just so you get the idea. You have your world, and Charlie has his world. And you're both going to interlap by a little bit. And you, in this little section that overlaps, you will say, do you see that? And Charlie will say, yeah, I see that. Because your belief system and his belief system, your observation and his observation, sees the same thing. But he sees a different world than you. Now, as you and Charlie, your buddy Charlie, or Charlene, or however it is, as you have things in common in your world, in your culture, your language, your religion, your politics, your where you were raised, the town you were raised in. As this becomes closer and closer together, this gray area that overlaps becomes more and more, but it will never be complete. Why? You and Charlie do not have the same life experiences, and therefore you do not have the same filter through which you filter your world and create it. So your worlds will be different, but they can overlap because of cultural, religious, language, all kinds of stuff. So that's what I wanted to point out. In this very short presentation, all observations are subjective and unique. Your observations are unique to you, and so is your world. And your world is different from mine, and my world is different from everybody else's. Life is very strange in the illusion. And so every time you hear somebody say, well, that's an objective, or that's self-evident, they're lying to themselves. But they believe it so profoundly that they won't recognize it. Oh, there's much to talk about here in the illusion. So until we meet again, and this is a fun place to be, once you recognize it's an illusion. We will see you here next time in the illusion, and we'll have more fun. Bye now.
Notte giorno di torno girano, delle belle turbando al riposo, Narcisetto a dolcino d'amor. Delle belle turbando al riposo, Narcisetto a dolcino d'amor. Non più avrai questi bei panacchini, quel cappello leggero galante, quella chioma, quell'aria brillante.